Hello and welcome to Dungeon Call, above board's foray into the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Travis Oates, I'm your Dungeon Master, and let me introduce your players for today. On this side we have Alexa Cappiello.
Why, hello.
Shea Parker.
Hello.
Brian Spillane with a huge staff.
Oh, no.
And the stick.
Jason Charles Miller.
So it begins.
And on this side we have Leif.
Gantvoort.
Hey.
Dan Billet.
Hello.
Ashleigh Morghan.
Hello.
And Becca Scott.
My staff is on the inside.
Yay.
Oh, that was not better. We are now beginning the 8th chapter and the final chapter in Season 1.
Wow.
La, 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 la.
As always, there is a story involved at the beginning of a chapter, and so I'm going to read it to you now. This one is called Jakar, God of Night. Of the 10 great gods, only 4 of them were the result of a union between Leir and Dariah. The other 6 were children of either Leir or Dariah and a mortal. Jakar was the first of these gods. His mother was a beautiful maiden named Clarissa in the kingdom of Tyll. She had a father who was so possessive of her beauty that he would never let her out into the daylight for fear that a man unworthy of her radiance would look upon her. Because she was not allowed into the light, Clarissa would wait until nighttime, then sneak out into the countryside to stare up at the sky and feel the wind on her face. One night, Leir looked up from the center of the planet and saw Clarissa crying under a large oak tree. He was so moved by her beauty that he shaped the oak into a replica of himself and seduced the lovely maiden.
Oh, typical. Exactly what her dad did want.
Each night afterward, Clarissa would leave her home, and each night Leir would transform the oak tree and make love to her. Soon Clarissa bore Leir a child, but her father, thinking that the newborn boy was the son of a commoner, threatened to kill the child if she didn't get rid of it immediately. Clarissa fled with the child into the night and went to the oak she had visited so many nights in the past. She placed her son, now named Jakar, into a large hole in the tree and took her own life at its base, letting her blood flow into the roots to feed and protect her child. As Jakar grew within his newfound womb, he remembered his grandfather through the memories of his mother that now ran throughout the tree. His hatred for the man seethed, and he swore that one day he would kill the cruel taskmaster. When Jakar grew to maturity, he left the oak and searched for his grandfather. Now aged and broken, the pitiful man had taken to senility and had quite forgotten about his daughter and lost grandson. Even though Jakar knew the man had no remaining memories of what he had done, Jakar killed him in anger. Leir, so disgusted at what his son had done, struck the young man down and formed in front of him. "Have you learned nothing from your mother's sacrifice?" Leir's voice boomed. She went throughout her life, doomed by her father to walk alone and never see the light of day. Yet her heart was kind, and her hand never raised in anger. Never. Yet you, the son she gave her life for, chose as your first act to kill your own grandfather, a man too old to even know the crime you sought vengeance for. As punishment for your disregard of human life, I curse you with the fate of your mother. As long as you live, you will be alone, and you will never see daylight, for you will be the herald of the night, and you will travel the world always one step in front of the day. So, that is the origin story, rather violent and sad, of Jakar, God of Night. Now, last week, I promised you guys a few things. First off, Tyll, This is the Saga of the Dragon Reborn, which is the full poem
So
that you already had.
Yeah.
Perform it for us.
Also,
Circle for. Sorry.
I think this went to Nyx. This is the Ancient Draggle Temple treasure. This is the physical treasure that I believe is now resting inside your cloak. So that is the full treasure with statues and all that kind of stuff.
All inside of you.
Can I take a nap in your cloak?
All inside her cloak.
Oh, what?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Boy, we're a dirty group today.
Today?
Yeah, well. Also, you were traveling, and I did promise you that I would give you the status of some of the magical items that you had that during the 3 days that you traveled here, you would have found through your identifies what they were. So, first of all, we have the gloves. Those are the gloves of skullduggery
Oh.
Yes.
from Limisk. These leather these leather gloves bear skulls upon them with crossed swords. Anyone wearing these gloves gains the ability to perform a sneak attack for 1d6 damage by expending a charge.
Ooh.
If the wearer already has the sneak attack ability, then they may add an additional 1d6 to their attack by expending a charge. All gloves are renewed upon killing a target. All charges are renewed upon killing a target while wearing the gloves.
Whoa.
So it has 3 charges, so you can expend all of them if you want with a single or
Right.
1d6. But that
Nice.
is that there.
Oh.
Hey,
School
sneak attack
digging.
twins.
High school
Sneak attack
digging.
twins.
Sneak
Yeah.
twins.
These are very
The-
skullduggalicious.
Yeah. They look good on you too.
They do.
look very metal.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, it's good. Thanks.
Yeah.
Starting with
Maybe you and Jason can start a band.
Yeah. The skullduggery.
Can we? Yeah, really? No, think about it. Don't just decide that we can't.
Now,
Yeah, okay,
before you decide, he has no musical talent at all.
Whatsoever.
So, whatsoever.
And
So
I
that's
sound
okay.
like this.
Oh, then I'll definitely consider it.
Okay.
next, we have the ring, the actually equally metal-looking ring.
Oh, which one? We have multiple rings.
So the ring that you
So the
have
very-
there,
the
the
very
skull,
the very evil
Um,
The
one.
rings.
Ring of Fury. This ring can be used to sacrifice 10 of the wearer's hit points to either enter a state of rage or double the bonus damage from a state of rage.
Oh.
This damage cannot be healed except during a long rest, and the use of this ring is only replenished once the wearer is at full health. So, yep, gotta lose 10 hit points, but then if you're all out of rages, you can do another rage.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm not looking at you.
He definitely gave me the ring and looked at you last time. And was like, "This is probably."
Or you can double the bonus damage from a state of rage, which is a bigger deal. So
That's a big thing.
go ahead and pass that. I
wow.
doubt, although I doubt it's going to
Could be
stay.
some-
Want it?
Could be some bartering in
What
your
can I
future.
get for it, huh?
I put a bunch of eggs in you.
Oh, wow.
Yuck.
That doesn't even make any sense.
I know.
Dragon eggs, he meant.
No.
That was a joke he told
Earlier.
earlier that we told him not to say on air.
Did it anyway.
And yet he did it anyway. So
You really should have said,
Letters-
that's good. Say that on
Yeah.
camera.
letters to Leif, Gantvoort, care of Above Board. I believe I did tell you, or maybe I didn't. The wolf stone.
No, you didn't.
So the stone is shaped in the form of a wolf's head. When activated, it will summon a dire wolf made of solid moonlight that will fight on the wielder's command. The dire wolf will remain for 10 minutes or until killed in battle, and the wolf stone is recharged when moonlight falls upon it, at least 8 hours after its use. So there you go.
Still up for
You can pass
sorry, sister.
on.
If anybody's interested in this, is cool.
Is there anything else?
I've got this little dragon ring.
And I believe I said last time that you knew some of it. Did I not? I think you learned
It grants cantrip gust, but there's more to it.
Yes, there is more to it, but you're going to have to discover that outside of the use of her spell.
I want to say 6 chapters ago, I acquired the wrist wire of Tygear.
Sure did.
Not going to tell me what else it does? Give me a little card about that.
You know what? Have you been casting an identify on it every day?
Hell yeah.
For a long
course.
time.
Yeah.
Who has that spell?
I
Hasn't
will-
stopped talking about it
I
all
will,
the time.
yes, just so I can finally get rid of the card.
Yes.
She needs it.
Throw attrition. I'll take it.
You will have found there are a total of 6 different triggers words. You know Galar, which fires forth the wire with a barbed tip, doing 2d6 damage on a critical hit. The target is skewered and grappled as if you had 20 strength. You also know Regar, which sends the wire with a heavy metal ball on the end. On a successful hit, you make a grapple check against the target as if you had 20 strength. If you succeed, the target is snagged and subject to the grapple condition. If the target is inanimate, you automatically succeed. Parvesto is released. This releases a target that has been skewered or snagged. Valorga, this retracts the wire back at a rate of 5 feet per second or 30 feet per round. Volunda, this lets out slack in the wire at a rate of 5 per second or 30 feet around. And Tarante, this stops the movement of the wire. So you now have the ability to use it as kind of a Batman-style grapple hook.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool. I already tried to do half that stuff.
I know, but you didn't know how to do it. Yeah. All right.
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Yes.
So for the gloves of skullduggery, the sneak attack, can that be ranged or does it have to be a...
Yes, so a sneak attack can be ranged. She uses it, in fact, almost exclusively for range.
Cool. Okay, so, and then it says anyone can perform a sneak attack for 1d6 damage. That's on top of their regular bow damage if they were going to...
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, so that is in addition to your regular damage.
Great.
You can add either 1d6
or
to 3d6
yes, gotcha.
damage, depending on how many charges you would like to use.
Awesome.
I have a question too.
Yes.
Does the wolf have any HP?
Yes, there are stats for the wolf. You'll find out the first time you bring him forth.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You know what, Travis? I knew it was too good to be true. This
Yep,
is so
not gonna tell you
vague.
everything.
I was like, is the rest of the information? Good to know.
And what I suggest you do is when the wolf is called forth, you start counting the hit points as it takes damage so you can get some kind of an idea of how many hit points it has.
Right, and I just have to say, I call forth a arrow. How do you say this?
You're doing it now?
No, I just wanted to know.
Careful.
I don't. No.
It only lasts for 10 minutes.
I just wanted to make sure I knew what to say. That's what that is.
And then the table opens.
Yes, Aru is the name of the
Thanks,
goddess. Yes.
We'll be here for 10 minutes. It'll go away after that. Don't worry. Okay, good to know.
All right. So I believe that's all. Although I should also mention a couple things. This was my Christmas present. Hopefully you can see that from Dan, which is Tears of My Players. So I'm
Nice.
drinking
How do
the
they
Tears of My
taste?
Players.
Yeah.
A cup that is never empty.
Yeah.
Nope.
Cup
And
is
also I have a
overflowing.
new D20, a new black D20 that I'm going to be using today. Why don't you tell us about it, Jason Charles Miller?
That is the official JCM D20 by Norse Foundry. It's made out of black metal zinc alloy.
Whoa.
It is really heavy. And if you hold it up to the light, the numbers glow a sickly green
Oh,
color.
sweet.
That's so cool.
And the 20 is a JCM.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
How
May
come
you
we
roll
all
one.
don't have a Jason die?
Yeah, we don't have any JCM
Come
guys.
on.
Because you're not as cool as I am,
Good to know.
I think.
One day.
But Dan's wearing the gloves.
But if you really,
What about gloves?
if you really want one though, you can go to Norse Foundry.
And get them, yeah.
Ah.
So,
All right.
thank you, Jason, and
Sure.
thank you, Norse
All right.
Foundry.
Very cool.
All right, so
I also gotta get this
I'm
tonight.
gonna see if I can do some damage with this tonight.
I hope not.
All right.
I hope
Okay.
that you.
So
All right. I'll get you guys all some.
You waited it for the one, right?
Yeah.
That one's the bad
I just
one.
didn't have like 9 of them at my house.
exactly.
Just messing.
All right. So when we last left our story, you had made it to the City of Night.
Mhm.
You saw the beam of the Infinity Well, which is the center of the city. Now, you know, because the Infinity Well is such a well-known landmark, so this is a magical nexus point of unrestrained magical energy. And they have tapped that energy for Mirage to power the shield that covers the city. So the shield protects the city from bombardment and any magical interference, as well allows the city to sink under the sand at night. So the beam goes from the center of the city up to the apex of the dome, and then that energy forms into that dome around the city. So that's what you see before you. What would you all like to do? Now, you're still under the influence of the enchantment set by the Shadow Dragon.
Right.
So you are still out of phase from the normal world. And that becomes apparent because as the city rises, people do start, there is a fairly decent nomad-style encampment outside of the city limits where people wait for Mirage to rise up and then be able to move their caravans and trades.
This dome is a physical structure, or it's just a power force?
It's a magical structure, so you're not sure. You've never been here, so...
Are people going freely
People
through
are
it?
going through the city gates.
Copy.
Okay.
So it could be that the city gates are a passageway, but you haven't touched the dome. You've never been here, and I don't think... roll Arcana.
I was not ready for a test.
Can I just say, while he's doing that, this is an awesome city.
Yes.
If you look around,
Yeah.
amazing. It's very
10.
cool.
10, you have no idea whether the dome is physical or not.
Yeah. So being out of phase, are you saying that people are not noticing us yet in the camp?
Well, do you go down to the camp where people would...
I would think
Makes
we
sense,
could.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it
We
doesn't take
tried
very
pretty
long.
hard on the ship and went undetected. We can probably walk right through that gate, right?
You go down to the camp, and there are actual physical structures here. It looks like there's an inn and a number of other kind of way stop style structures and amenities.
Are we exhausted and thirsty?
You are exhausted and thirsty. It's the end of a long day. Yes, people do not seem to acknowledge you or look in your direction or see you.
And are we aware of how long this will last, this effect?
The effect did not come with a manual, nor did the Shadow Dragon impart that information to you.
Diony is going to grab the canteen on the hip of the closest nomad person waiting outside and try and down it and see if it quenches thirst.
It does not.
It's a nightmare. Help. What are we going to do? I'm so thirsty. Everyone should be worried about me being thirsty. I am
Would you like some of the water that's in my water pouch?
Yes?
Yeah.
You've had it this whole time. We've been walking for days.
I thought everyone knew we could drink the water we had with us.
Yeah, mine's been gone for a long time.
And he has been creating water.
Declyn has been creating food and water.
It's not enough when I think about how I can't steal it from other people. I don't know.
For everyone, it's normal for her to be thirsty.
I've been drinking
Hydration-wise.
regularly. Yeah.
Wait, for the first time ever?
Well, I did have to get naked in order to go wander out into the desert and play my pee 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 poop poop.
Excuse me.
If that's possible along the way.
Oh yeah, the beep 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 boop boop.
Yes.
You want
Does he
to?
get 3 attempts?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Beep, beep,
So
beep, boop, boop.
so you could have 3 more attempts at your beep beep boop boop.
Yes, I would like to.
Pee
do
pee
that.
poo poo poo.
So
Yes.
what numbers now have you revealed?
I think it was 2 and 7, but
I thought you did more than 2 and 7.
I think it's only 2 that I've done so far.
All right, I believe you.
I'm pretty sure.
All right, then roll an 8-sided die.
Okay.
He's ready.
3.
So now you have 3.
Okay. 7 again.
So 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 9.
9. So I've
So
got
3 and 9 you opened.
3 and 9. Okay. And oh, sorry.
Yeah.
2.
So you already do 2?
Yes.
4 then.
Okay.
All right,
Anything?
they're all empty.
All empty. Hey guys. Sorry, I put some clothes back on. They're all empty. Yeah. But
So far,
yeah,
there's
so
only
far.
one that
We've
you,
already seen it and no one else can see you, so you don't have to keep putting your clothes back on.
okay.
So don't.
But we would prefer it.
Anyway, back to the present.
Speak
How's the
for
water?
Was she able to drink the water?
his water.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank God.
So during all this time, Nyx has actually been getting a little bit emotional looking at Mirage. She looks out and she just kind of says, I've only ever heard of the city. It's amazing to look at.
There are more of my kind here. I know it. There's only 10 in Gerard. But I know they're mostly here. I can't wait. Can we go in?
Make a perception check, Declyn.
Right. 15.
You have noticed that there seems to be some kind of a ruckus happening at the main gate.
I direct, look over there. Something's happening down there.
Is it a ruckus?
Yes.
It is a ruckus
Sounds
indeed.
an awful lot like ruckus.
Yeah, it seems like they have stopped the caravans from entering, and there may be some arguments happening.
Let's investigate. Let's get closer.
As you approach the main gate, you see guards arguing with the merchants and members and travelers and members of the caravans. People shouting back and forth. What do you mean the gates are closed? The gates are never closed. Well, I've got perishables here. It's the desert. Come on, man. Listen, we are given strict instructions. No one is to enter or leave Mirage. It is by order of the High Council. Fight, back and forth. Name calling. One of them suggests that the man's mother may not have been the one that he knows and have been of ill repute. The other one asks...
His mother isn't the one that he knows. Interesting.
Yes. Then one of the guards tells the man to do something that is anatomically impossible.
Depends on how hard one tries.
Well, it depends on how small your head is, I guess.
Or if you can roll high for dexterity.
Exactly.
That part.
Do they speak a language there that we are familiar with? I mean, they also
Actually, that is a good question. They're speaking Jakar, which I don't know how many of you speak. I know she does.
just Lex.
Is Lex the only one who speaks Jakar?
Thank goodness, I am special.
You're always special. Yeah, I don't speak Jakar.
Yeah, then this back and forth, Lex is Nix is the only one who would
Nix, tell us what's
be
happening.
able to
Yeah.
tell you in great detail the quite creative insults that are flying back and forth.
One of them just told the other one to shove it up there. They're fighting. Something to do with... It seems like the High Council is preventing people from coming in.
Is the gate? Can you describe like the gate and the walls of the city? Are they enormous, or are they like?
So, the gate itself is a impressive black ebony structure. However, there are no walls attached to this gate. It is merely the field of the dome that covers the city. So the gate is about, it's 2 stories tall. It's got archers on the top of the gate, and it's rather massive. It's probably 30 to 40 feet wide for large traffic to move through it. And it has a large iron gate, which is currently open, but only there is a within the gate that comes down. There is a doorway-sized gate, which the soldiers have come out to have this conversation, and that doorway is currently open.
Now, the dome itself, is it see-through? Does it look like kind of like a bubble?
You can see through it.
Okay.
It has kind of a bluish glow to it.
Cool.
Is anyone standing exactly in the doorway, or they just moved through it?
They've moved through it, and they're a couple feet.
Let's go.
Diony walks right in.
Just go.
Shadow Dragon, we should be able to walk right through.
Let's
So-
go.
Do it.
Diony has no issues walking right through and slips through.
I
Right?
follow my sister
Yeah.
and walk
I
right
follow
through.
right behind
Sister,
as well.
sister.
Let's go.
All right, so you all slip through and leave the argument behind, and you find yourselves in the streets of Mirage. Now, you immediately notice that the streets are quieter than you anticipated. people are not out and about in the numbers that you would expect of a city of this size. For example, Jura, which is a comparable city, no matter what time of night, there's a fair amount of traffic in practically all parts of the cities, except for maybe the very high-end, rich neighborhoods. This is the entrance to the main marketplace, which is right inside the gateway to the city, and all the stalls are closed. Now let's keep in mind that nighttime is daytime for them. So this would be like morning. So you would expect barkers to be hawking their wares. You would expect there to be various livestock and such. And there is the occasional person, but they don't look like they're open for business or anything like that.
Is it a holiday?
Let me check. Bring up the calendar app on my staff.
App.
Yeah. I don't think so. Is it a holiday?
I
feel like if it were a holiday, people might be celebrating. No, I don't think it's a holiday. I think it's probably has something to do with probably the reason that they're not letting people in and out. I think something bad is happening.
It's not George Day.
I don't think it's George Day. No.
I cannot stand George Day.
It's so over the top.
I never know what to get from it.
Can I duck into the closed curtains of the nearest market area that even
Sure.
if it looks closed? Sister, come this way. Let's see if they're talking.
Looks like it's a jewelry store, stall.
Is there anyone inside that maybe lives in the back?
Are you trying to steal something, sister?
No, that wasn't my original intention, but now that you mention it, this is very shiny. I'm going to pick up a pretty necklace.
Sure.
Are you trying to listen to people?
Can I grab it?
She can, according to her own senses.
Oh.
Is there another one just
played this
like
game
it?
before.
Yeah.
Yes, we have.
Is there another one just like it still sitting there?
It doesn't seem that way currently.
I'm going to wear it.
It looks
Wait.
pretty.
Hold on. I feel I'm not really stealing it. I can put on every piece of jewelry in this store, and no one can get mad at me. Not even to buy it.
He might not even know.
Maybe he won't notice. I'm going to put on every piece of jewelry that will fit all at once.
Sure.
I just stand there and watch her do all this.
Oh, this one will look nice with your earrings.
Is there another store nearby where more people are around?
Like I said, there's the occasional person, but they more seem to be securing their...
There's like no two people that are chatting amongst themselves. It's just like one person every once in a while.
You might find two people, but I don't know if they're having a conversation. It's more of a nod to each other. It's not really a full-on...
Can we see her in the store trying on the thing?
She's behind a curtain.
She's behind a curtain. Okay.
Well, business is done here.
I know what you're doing back there.
What do you think I'm doing?
You in a jewelry
She's
store.
trying on jewelry. I'm looking for answers.
I'm just calmly talking to Fellig to keep the level of rage down, because I'm assuming he'd like quickly to get to where we're supposed to get to.
I do have one piece of business I'd like to take care of.
Oh.
Shopping.
No, it's just speaking of jewelry. I did get this piece of jewelry, and I feel like it's not appropriate for me. It doesn't match my eyes.
Oh.
But Teal, I feel like
it
would look good on you.
It's the amulet of scales, Teal.
Ooh, tell us more.
Makes you resistant to fire, I believe. And
All right, that'll give you a natural AC of 14.
Yeah,
and
that's a lot better than my
resistance
current.
to both fire and lightning.
Cool.
Zen goes, "Oh, Teal, that would look so good on you. It would match your eyes."
You think so?
Eelynn walks over there really quickly, like, "Here, let me help you put this on."
Oh,
Pushes Zen out the way. Do we sense
Now
any
that I've given you
magic?
something,
I knew there was something.
Great. I'll put a pin in that.
I think it's time to go.
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't you agree?
In this case, yes. If I can get this thing on.
Yes, don't we?
So-
I can help you,
I
but
appreciate it.
I'll be Eelynn.
I'll let, yeah.
Yeah.
Are we sensing any abnormal amount of magic or energy or something?
Well, yes, this is the city of magic. So
Outside of what we expect, is there anything else that we can sense as to why people are not hustling and bustling?
It's hard to say. You've never been here before, so
We don't know what
you
the
don't
norm
really know
is.
what normal is here. But it is, I mean, everything around you has a tinge of magic to it, and there are all kinds of like, I mean, the street lamps themselves, it's not flame, it's like a magical ball of energy. Like this city is just seeped in magic.
Is there any signage of sorts saying
all kinds.
closed because of executive orders?
Oh, nothing along those lines. But there's no, there are street signs and there are signs of like of buildings and stuff like that.
Did you say that? Did you say the infinity well itself is like the tent pole in the center of the dome?
Think of it that way, sure.
Well, I'm ready in this area. I have everything I could possibly need.
Oh my goodness, you look gorgeous.
Thank you. Okay, pick one.
You're sparkling. I like the green one and the blue one and the purple one.
Have them all. See, when it's imaginary, we can wear it and no one gets mad at us.
Speaking of which, that was quite a good idea.
To get going.
Do we feel that everyone has the appropriate items that they should have before we, I don't know, go to the big infinity well and then see what happens there?
Does anybody
Is there anything in particular we might want to prepare for?
A ring that's very shiny and pretty.
I'm pretty sure that's what is hinting my way. Yes, this ring of fury is what you said it was, right?
Ooh.
I think you should go to the angry one over there.
Which
to be
one?
more angry.
The only one that
I'm
we
just
have in
sort
this
of
group.
disgruntled and a little mopey, but not really angry.
Is it
I wasn't talking about
to be
you.
doubly angry? Is it still?
It does. It
Travis,
has a big benefit.
Since this amulet requires attunement, could we say that during the walk he has given this to me and allowed me to attune to it?
Just gave it to you right now.
Okay.
Yep.
How long does attunement take? Like
I'm gonna give you
you
think the
have to do it
hardest
over a long
dungeon
rest,
master is
right?
gonna go
Long
easy
rest.
on the finale?
Cool.
No, it's the entire
Should I-
reason why I have these items.
Should I throw this away then?
You can feel free to throw it away if you want. You did just get here.
Yeah.
You're assuming that whatever you can
We can
certainly.
take a long rest. Yeah.
You need a rest. Like everybody's
that's
been
true.
walking all
That's
day
right.
long.
We've been walking forever. Yeah.
So-
I think that would be wise to be as rested as possible before we take that on, right? Would you all agree?
I mean, it depends on what you guys would like to do.
It could be good to get our bearings. Do I have in my staff maybe a map of Mirage or anything like that? Something that maybe would help us find our way, since we can't ask for directions.
Well,
You don't have a map of Mirage, but there may be one of these stalls that has a map to Mirage that you could scan with your staff.
I would love to look around for a map stall.
All right, make a
Investigation.
investigation. Yes, that's what it was.
That's 11 plus 19.
Yes, within about 5 minutes of kind of as you're moving along and searching for an area or store that might sell that kind of thing, you find one. You're able to. By the way, your jewelry is gone by now.
No.
As you move away from it long enough that the perceptive illusion that you have in your own mind that you were able to access those items has faded.
Well, I expected that to last a little longer.
You make your way to somewhere you can find a map or book of maps of the city and scan them. Hopefully the scans will last. Since you are physically seeing the image, it would make sense that a visual clue you could hold on to. It's not like it's leaving your mind, the visual things you were saying.
I think it would behoove us to go to a temple or the temple, if there's only one, of Jakar here, and look up more information about this infinity well. Once we get there, we don't know exactly what to do. It'd be good to know more about the thing that we have to use to get into the time stream.
I quite agree.
The Temple of Jakar the kind of place that one could rest also?
Yes.
Like the temple that we stayed in very early on, is it the kind of place that
It is
would
a
have
kind of
rooms
place
for
where
travelers?
you can rest. Yes.
So normally,
Oh, well.
if you were within this physical plane. If you all went to the Temple of Jakar, she might be allowed an entrance into it, but the rest of you, there's no way in hell that you would be allowed in there. It is a temple of secrets, and they're pretty serious about that. Also, if any of you had an item on you that was not hers, that was made by the magic of Jakar, they would take it from you. They have all kinds of magical detection fields and everything. Again, it's like, think of the Temple of Jakar as the Fort Knox of secrets. So, that being said, this would be a fine opportunity to walk into the Fort Knox of secrets if the Shadow Dragon's magic is powerful enough to counteract the very powerful magical wards that are set against these kind of things. So, I mean, obviously a Fort Knox of secrets is designed so that somebody can't just turn invisible and walk in and take their secrets. So this would be the ultimate test for sure. Now, if you guys get caught, that's going to be a very different situation. But this would be the ultimate opportunity to test and see just how powerful this enchantment is. And yeah, you could find out all kinds of things at the Temple of Jakar. Well, you could probably find out more things at the Temple of Jakar than you could at any Nigellin library.
How dare you?
Wow. Yeah,
Wow. Shots fired.
Because here's the difference.
Get 'em,
Here's
Tyll.
the difference. The information you find in the Temple of Nigellin is free and
Topical.
and shared information. The stuff from the Temple of Jakar is things that have purposely been kept out of that
Public
categorization.
So do we all try, or do we just let you go?
I think at least you should go. Do we want to attempt with one to test the limits of our
she's
stuff?
going to be able to go in regardless. It's one of us that would have
Do
to
we
test.
need someone else to go in?
I'll run.
Well, it's also not saying that she can go in under a magical cloak.
Well, she's also from...
She can get into...
I can get in
she's
with
Jakar.
magical stuff.
Yeah.
No,
Because
you can get in
Yes.
as yourself.
Yes.
Correct.
But we're still testing the magical elements.
Well, how about,
even having her
how
walk
about
through.
this? We take one of the earpieces with us, and Laric, you come with me, and we'll communicate with you guys if we're able to both get in.
Good luck.
Okay.
Leave your magical items in case they're
Laric, you're
confiscated.
the least important. Laric!
Yeah. Let's look around. Oh, who can we afford to
who's
lose?
expendable
Come with me.
here?
No, I
was
just think
gonna
that you would.
suggest Tobiath, but that's okay. No, I'm quite sneaky.
I think you'll be able to handle it, especially if they give you trouble.
Okay.
Well, I have the other earring, so I can listen.
If you wouldn't mind giving it to me, and I'll give it back, of course.
I don't mind at all. I had a thought, and I, believe me, don't want to volunteer for this, but if we find a lot of information that is worth it to, hold on to, it might be useful for me to have to be there to scan it with the
Of course.
with the staff.
Well, if Teal's going to go, I think I need to go to
Well,
protect
the
him.
thing
He's not
about
strong
Teal
enough to...
going is that he shouldn't enter before we've tested it.
Oh, so
True.
the idea is you're just testing and then
Correct.
Yeah.
we're all going to go.
Yes.
Well,
Okay, then
Laric,
perfect.
your ear is
We
in
run a
here.
low
Here
risk,
we go.
no consequence test. And once it's proven okay, we
Then
send
we'll all
someone
go.
valuable in. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, we all get it.
I'll make sure nothing happens to you, okay? I'll take the hit if
Good luck.
something happens, okay?
Thank you.
Of course.
Okay, so then we've got it. You're going in with Nyx, and then once she gives us the green light, we'll all go in and look up information and...
The green light will be the beam of disintegration that shoots out of the temple eyes right at me. But okay.
At least then we'll know.
We'll know.
It's information.
No.
But you worship the god of death, so it's going
If
to be
it's
fine.
my time, I
It's your
suppose
time,
it
it's
will
your
be my
time.
And the disintegration beams are generally green. So
Yes.
I feel like
That's
that will
good.
be mixed signals at that
Good.
point.
Yeah, is it go
And
or
let's
not
be
go?
honest,
Oh.
none of us expected to survive this.
I might.
I do.
Well,
Well, speak for yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I meant to say none of us expected you to survive this deal.
No, what? No.
I love I'm sorry.
all right.
So,
Let's go.
so we do this.
Yes.
It
Moving
takes about an hour to travel to get to the temple. It's a large city. it is magnificent when you get there. Well, first of all, the entire city is a magical marvel. And it is difficult to not kind of ooh and ah as you see all the different... I will give you this. Make a collective perception check. So who has the highest perception?
I have a pretty high perception.
I believe...
Which is
plus 7, which would be
me.
plus
Declyn.
you're higher. Yep.
So Declyn, you make and you make it an
Thanks.
advantage because it's a collective one.
Cool. 14.
Was not good.
No, it was natural 20.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Hoo-ah.
So about
27.
30 minutes in, you see off in the distance, and because of your keen eyes, you catch this. Some men who are dressed in a familiar fashion. Well, I don't want to say men and women. I want to be equal in opportunity for our villains.
They're villains.
They look like they're dressed exactly like the people who attacked you all the way back in like episode 2, I think. The cloaked individuals with the amber blades.
Oh, no.
Hide, everyone. Get back.
Well, they
see us?
and he's the only one who saw it.
Oh, shit.
Because he's the only one. He just saw them off in distance, and there are a group of 4 of them,
Oh, boy.
and they're not hiding or active furtively. They're walking straight down the street as if they own the place.
Do they look as if they see us? Can they see us yet?
No.
Okay.
Well,
My friend.
Oh, no.
How far away are they?
no, they do not see you. They're a good block away.
But my target event
Out of range.
does not.
Well, what's the distance on your target vengeance?
Oh, boy.
No.
See, that's a hint. if there
Avoiding a
was
fight
one.
never dawned on you, did it?
Swear to God.
dawned on you, did it?
Are you sure you told us all? Oh no, his sense would go
I
off.
wouldn't even let me say
Right, no,
anything
so-
yet.
but his sense would go off whether we had learned anything or not. So that was what we're figuring out
Right.
is whether his
Yes, they're more than 60 feet away, so it is moot.
Okay.
All right, now.
My friends, believe I see some old adversaries.
They're the ones that took my sister. I'm gonna kill them. And I start running as fast as I can towards them.
Okay.
I'm gonna rip their eyes out.
Okay.
I
I
appreciate their vengeance, but we shouldn't do this.
I chase after her to try and stop her from this crazy.
Good.
Okay.
I'll be back.
after her as well and get within 60 feet.
Oh,
Okay.
I get close enough to see whether they can actually do anything or not.
Yes.
Like,
I run just to keep up with the party.
Jeez.
So, you catch up. What do you do when you catch up? I'm going to take this one at a time here.
I mean, Tobiath might stop me.
I have grabbed her before she. Oh,
I
sorry.
doubt that he's faster than you.
Okay. First one I get to, I am going to pounce on them and try and scratch at their eyes.
Yeah, they seem to have no knowledge that you're trying to do that.
You
However,
took her, give her back. Where is the wreath?
while she's going bat crazy on them, you get within 60 feet, and it triggers one of them. Triggers your vengeance.
I go into a state of rage.
All right.
It's the quietest you've ever
I
seen.
know, that was the quietest rage ever.
That's when
So,
you know you should
I
be
braced.
scared.
He's
Yeah.
he's now in a
controlled
state
rage
of
is the
rage. What
worst
would you
rage.
like to do?
Take my maul and I swing
Yep.
right at the target.
Doesn't have any effect on him.
I swing again.
Swing harder.
I swing harder.
Okay. So, how long would you like to continue doing this?
What is going on?
We aren't hurting them enough. Hurt them more.
We're not going to be able to affect them as we are. We
Yep.
need to.
Can we just stop a moment and enjoy this rare instance where Diony is egging on and trying to get
lovely.
Fellig to be more out of control and more violent and more unreasonable?
It's lovely.
I mean, I'm basically pounding dirt at this
sure,
point with
sure.
my mallet.
And the problem
I'm
is
all-
they keep moving because they're unaffected by what you guys are doing. So you're following them down the street almost.
burn, burn,
If it-
burn,
if it
burn,
wasn't-
burn.
Through?
If it wasn't for the level of fury and anger and angst that is coming from them, but it would almost be comedic because they're
kind of is.
I mean, occasionally they'll cough when you hit or something like that, and they just seem to like move through. You are trying to stop them, and they just take a step aside, maybe without realizing they're doing it. But they're completely ignoring all your attempts to do anything. Your rage ends after a full minute of this.
I'm just shooting firebolts.
What is going on?
The effects of the dragon scales are still in effect, so we are not able to interact with anything around us. Unfortunately, that includes them.
Sister, they
I
took our
follow this
sister.
guy.
But we
I
can't.
follow him.
We can't do anything right now. We need to go into the temple and figure out what we need to do. Right now, we're worthless. No one can see.
I sort of whispered to Tobiath, do you think that Fellig's little friend could pop up on his shoulder and settle him down?
Possible. At that moment, I finally arrived, grabbing my side, wheezing and panting.
A full minute later.
I finally arrived. This is what happens when you give him weapons.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God you're here.
Okay, what did I miss?
All of it.
Cerese's
Yesterday's cardio, I'm assuming?
I know there's answers in the temple, but I can't leave them. I'm going to follow them.
Well,
no, sister.
Wait, so they're heading toward the temple.
Oh,
so
convenient.
Whatever you do, you can't make me go to the temple. I'm going to follow them.
As she follows them toward the temple. Yes,
Don't try and stop me.
Come on.
They're heading toward the temple, and you follow them. Fellig, you've never really experienced this before because usually when you get mad and smack things, it solves the issue.
It scratches that itch.
Yeah, but this is definitely a little different. And by the way, it's only one of the 4 individuals that is triggering your.
Can I get this guy's driver's license, please?
I
want to know where he lives.
Wait, Travis, if they can't detect us, is it safe to assume that we're okay to go into the temple?
Well, you're about to find out because I don't think these 2 are stopping following
I
you.
am not stopping.
So they enter into the temple.
Yeah, there goes that plan.
And it doesn't seem like any alarm bells go off or anything like that.
So
there are numerous items on these 4 individuals, one a ring, one their weapon, one their cloak, that glow temporarily when they enter through the archway of the temple entrance. And when you guys enter through the archway of the temple entrance, every magical item that you have on yourselves also glows.
Okay.
But there doesn't seem to be any alarm bells going off. Nobody rushes up to greet you or see who you are. Now, once you get into this temple, you see that there are maybe 50 or 60 other individuals dressed as these people with those familiar amber daggers. And your target of vengeance thing starts going off. There's probably another 7 or 8 other people in here.
So I'm just swinging all over the room.
You're like a pinball machine.
Just going completely nutty bananas until again another rage peters itself out, and you are completely ineffective to do so. Now, I will say this, because we had this talk before. You're not incapable of understanding that this is ineffective. Yep.
Now, listen, everyone, I know there's important goals of stopping the missing months or whatever, but our sisters, my sister and your sister, our sister bond, Cerise could be here. She was captured by people wearing this type of clothing. So, amongst our other goals, I need everyone to be looking for her. She looks like me, only like, I don't know, smarter and better
I think
every way.
everybody here saw Cerise. Everybody here knows her because she was in that battle.
Yeah, when she got captured.
Yeah, but I don't trust most of their memories.
Sure.
I'm with you. I just want you to know I'm with you. But I think first we need to figure out what we're up against before we just start swinging. My rage and vengeance is with you, sister, but we have to be
prepared,
smart.
Look, I know we
Teal has
can't...
never been more attracted to you.
That's stupid. I hate all that. No, we need to try and break the cage.
We can't, nothing can see us. We're protected, I'll say, by the dragon scale. So once we get more information, then we can have Nyx listen in. Maybe they can talk about something or someone they see, and we'll find it. But if we go swinging at nothing, we're wasting our energy and time.
Sure, I understand. I'm not saying swing at nothing. No one would ever do that. That's silly.
I'm swinging at nothing.
I too. Fellig.
Are these Amber Dagger individuals talking?
Yes, they are occasionally talking. What would they be talking in? They're talking in a language that, unless I am deeply mistaken, nobody here speaks.
What's the language, Trevor?
Yeah, what is it?
Is it German? Because I remember you said you could tell what German was, even though you don't speak German.
It is not a language that any of you recognize.
I really need to learn comprehend languages.
I actually looked this up specifically, and I have all of your character sheets. None of you speak the language.
Does Teal's staff have the ability to translate?
No, it does not.
That is something that he can have installed, but he does not currently have installed.
Update.
Yeah.
There are so many upgrades that I want. Believe me.
They're not speaking in Jakar.
Can I ask a question? In a Jakar temple, is there often a jail or a place where you would keep a prisoner?
Well, I would know this answer, but...
Definitely.
Well...
Yes.
Where?
Maybe, just on the off chance...
Point me where?
We should check it out.
It's downstairs, upstairs, behind
I start running looking for stairs.
Well, you can posit where you think that something like that would exist, and it would probably definitely be down rather than up.
I reckon it would be downstairs, and I'm not opposed to checking. I understand your sister means a lot to you.
I'm already looking for any staircase. She's gone.
I would like to also make the point that even if we did find her, there's nothing we can do right now.
It's true. This would only be for peace of mind for you, Diony.
But that is something. If I know that she's alive, that is important to me. And that is why I'm asking this of you. I haven't asked anything of you.
That's why I suggested we look for her.
I'll go with wherever sister goes.
Right, thank you.
If we are indeed undetectable, this is the best time to look for her.
Yes.
So, I'm going to go through each one of you. How many people are going to search for the area, for let's call it a jail for lack of a better term, by show of hands?
I will assist. Leaving this room.
Yeah, no, I understand. That's why I'm...
This is good. We'll just...
Yes.
Okay, so the four of you
yes.
are going...
Wait.
Well, you're going to have to go with them. You can't, they can't, unless you want them searching without.
Sure, yes.
Well, we will finish your task too, I promise, but we just need to make sure she's okay.
I'm sorry, she has to come with us because...
Well, she's the only one who has
I'm the only one who
idea how
understands
the
this
Temple of Jakar is laid out.
I'm special.
She's the only one who's set foot in a Temple of Jakar in their lives. None of the rest of you have.
So
we can't figure that out on our own, I take it.
Well, I'm just saying that the Temple
what
of
do the doors
Jakar
lead to? Hallways or something else?
Well, a Temple of Jakar actually is a little bit more complex than you think it is. There's a lot of, as you can imagine, in a Temple of Secrets, there's a lot of hidden doors and secret passages.
It's like a temple escape room.
Yes, it basically it is.
Ooh.
So the other three that are not, so what are you doing, Teal?
Wait, so we're the Teal, though?
Well, no, I mean, if it seems like it might make sense for us all to stay together. Well, I guess someone should stick with
Fellig is going to
Fellig.
stay here. Are you staying with Fellig? Laric?
Oh, I don't know. I'm thinking...
I guess I'm staying with Fellig?
Oh.
I wouldn't. Someone has to.
I don't let you out of my sight.
Also that.
Larry,
Okay, well,
well,
let's
that
test
case-
that then.
Yes, test that method.
If I go with them, are you following me?
Sorry to derail, but this is all I care about, and I am
I understand.
just looking
I
for
understand.
my sister.
The time is paused. I'm trying to figure out who's going where.
Yeah, I'm just
So
saying. Sorry
I
to derail.
appreciate that that's where you're going. I just need to find out what everybody else is doing. So is anybody staying behind, or all
Teal
of you
cannot be left alone, obviously. So,
Wherever
Laric,
Teal goes, Fellig goes.
stay.
Well,
you
no,
can.
wherever
All
Teal
right, guys. I don't want to have a giant conversation
we are.
about this.
So you guys.
A
You
decision.
No, I'm going with the group.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Never mind.
Then I will follow with him.
All right. So are you going with the group or not, Fellig?
I am not.
All right. So you're staying here, and everybody else is going, and no one is staying with Fellig.
Can someone give him
yeah.
the earpiece?
Yes.
Who,
Oh.
me?
Yes, you.
I don't want it.
While they're doing that, question for you. Is it normal for people to speak a different language in the Temple of Jakar? Shouldn't they be speaking Jakar?
Jakan.
Eat
This
this.
doesn't sound like
They
Jakan.
can't right now.
If they were speaking Jakan, then she would know that was Jakan.
I
But
said
it's
it
normal.
earlier.
Everyone's okay whether these people aren't speaking Jakan in the Temple of Jakar.
Nobody's okay
You
with
don't
it.
see anybody in the Temple of Jakan,
But
but these
them.
guys.
Good to okay.
Yeah, there's not
Okay,
there's not
there's no one
other
else.
people in the
No
temple.
one's
60 of them, by the
Yeah.
way.
Okay.
It's
okay.
almost as if these people have taken over this temple, which, by the way, I should note, would be a Herculean task, considering that the most magical wizards on the planet, the most powerful mages that exist on Lear, are from this temple. They're the Arcanists. And Arcanists are the only mage type that can cast every mage spell, including those of Time Walkers or Luck Masters. They're the only ones that can learn any spell that has an arcane bent.
So this doesn't seem right then.
No, this would
Good
be
to know.
like,
Right.
again, walking into a police station and finding it taken over by
Mafia,
criminals.
right.
So I think I would have relayed. Nix would have relayed this to everyone.
Yes.
while
This
they
is
were
not a
walking.
good thing. Okay.
Sure.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. All right, so let me deal with Fellig first.
Oh, deal with.
So,
Who's got the earpiece? No, besides him.
Fellig, you get an opportunity. I'm assuming you're not going to burn all your rages off
No.
to watch and examine these people. And sure enough, you do see this symbol tattooed on a number of
He's a
forearms
dead eater. It's like a dead.
in particular. Make a wisdom check.
7.
Oh, that's not good. All right. You don't learn anything else besides that with your time with these folks.
What if I hit him really hard?
Well, you try that a bunch of times and it doesn't seem to have any effect.
Sure.
You do see them entering and exiting pretty much freely. It seems like now that you are here, roll a perception check.
It's 8.
Leif.
Boy, your anger is just
Like, put it in jail.
clouding you so that you are not noticing anything around, nor gain any additional information your time spent there. All right. You all make a collective perception check, which again, I will turn to
Jason.
Jason.
And it's with advantage.
25.
Oh.
So there are various, as you're moving throughout the facility, and she takes you past a couple fake doors and down a couple secret passages as you're making your way down in the building. And she doesn't really know the layout of this one, so it's a slow-going situation. There are signs, though, on walls and a couple cracked doorways, and that there has been a battle here, that there has been what looks like a massive magical war of sorts that has been played out in these hallways. So somebody defended this place, but apparently unsuccessfully so. Which again is pretty impressive considering these are the most powerful mages on the planet.
Does
On
it
their
look
home
like,
turf.
Yeah.
Does it look like there's time fire damage?
Make a perception check yourself because that's kind of your internal question.
14.
14. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say you see some residue that you're pretty sure is that creepy time fire. That what did you guys call it?
The
Time
goo?
burnt.
Time burnt.
Yeah.
A couple areas to you that seem to have that time burnt,
Okay.
and that bad grapefruit smell.
Okay.
So you make your way.
No bodies anywhere. Other doors.
Nope, they're not. Doesn't seem to be bodies. No.
Okay.
After a good, I would say 45 minutes probably of trying to make your way around the building, a lot of dead ends, a lot of doors that look like they might have done something. A couple traps go off, probably would have done horrible harm to you, but fortunately you're not of this world currently. You do find your way into a holding area. Make a Arcana check, Teal.
Not great. It's gonna be a 9. It was on a 16, and then it rolled away from that.
Yeah.
So-
Make an Arcana check. Anybody who is trained in Arcana, make an you as well.
18.
21.
Nice.
Nice.
You're never going to live this down. So immediately, there are cells, but you see fields, like semi little domes around the prisoners that are in these cells. And you two, for some reason, not him, immediately recognize that is temporal magic that is encasing them. Now, you don't know what the nature of that temporal magic is, but you recognize it as timey-wimey. And he does not.
What do you do again, Teal?
Yeah. Well,
I deal with time magic.
Oh, okay.
What do you do again?
Yeah, I deal with death.
Okay.
He's still a little distracted
Yeah,
by
sure.
all that hotness coming
you said
from
fields.
Eelynn earlier.
You said
He's a little
fields?
distracted.
yes. So within the jail cells themselves, in domes, are, in fact, many of the jail cells aren't even. You can see they're cracked open. They're not being locked in. Are fields of temporal magic where these prisoners are currently.
Like held in suspense?
So
Suspended?
they seem to be moving. So they don't seem to be suspended.
Oh,
Like I said, you don't know the spell, but you recognize the magic of having that unique flair that temporal magic has.
And how many cells do we see? Is it a whole hallway?
You probably come in. You probably see at least 20 individuals here.
Are any of them Cerise?
Make a perception check. With advantage, considering you're familiar.
15.
No Cerise.
I dropped to my knees at the end of the hallway. I'm just out of ideas.
There is 2 mages, and they look definitely to be arcanists. Arcanists are very, their dress is very specific. Are quietly talking to one another, and they seem to be talking in common, not Jakar. And one of them is saying, "We have to get this information out. This can't be the first place they've done this, or the last place they're going to. You need to find a way to send a message to somebody to let them know what you've discovered." And the other one's like, "Show me how. You know what this is just as much as I do. And unless you know a way through a millennial shield, I don't know what to do."
What's a millennial shield?
Good question. Do I know what a millennial shield is?
Well, you know what a millennial cage is. It's a 7th level time walker spell that if you try and pass through the field, you age 1,000 years.
Oof.
Don't touch these. Real quick. Don't touch them.
I wasn't going to.
It is dangerous. Can this be dispelled?
Sure.
I mean, we presumably can't because we're out of phase, but
No, if you could cast 7th level time walker spells,
Yeah.
you have a decent shot at dispelling these.
But I mean, like with dispel magic, for example.
Yes, it would have to be very, very powerful to spell magic. They certainly can. Now, this is a lot of millennial cages. That's 20 millennial cages have been cast here.
Yeah.
By someone who can cast 7th level spells or higher.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
These Arcanists, are they actually Arcanists of Jakar, or are they with the Amber?
No, Arcanists are specifically of Jakar.
Okay.
Arcanist is a type of mage under
Right.
Jakar.
They're not the Amber Sword people.
Teal,
That's correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
are you sure something would happen to us were we to go in there? Because we're not even really here.
I don't know.
Should we
The only safe
maybe send
way,
in Laric?
the only safe way to move through a millennial shield would be someone who is immune to aging.
Mate,
Hey,
you can't age. Can't age.
Because of the
no.
sword.
I can't age.
I mean, I age slowly, but I still age.
I'm willing to try it.
what do we want to go inside the field?
I don't know
Is that what
why
we're
we want to go
talking about here?
inside. Why do you
Well,
want to go inside?
Why
I'm
do we want to
just-
do this?
Questioning possibilities.
Like,
Is
can't
she here? Your sister? Do you see her?
Am I able to look for Cerise? Since I know what she looks like, or I can't see through the Arcana.
She made a successful roll. There are 20 areas here. None of them hold
successful.
Cerise.
Okay.
But
Do
they
I
could
know
be
of any
disguising her. Oh, sure, I don't see her, but maybe she's that man. You know, disguise self if you cast it on someone else. Oh,
I don't
know.
imagine she could do magic inside of these millennial shields.
Can they?
What is the effect of Millennial Shield besides just a physical?
Oh, it just ages you 1,000 years if you touch it.
No, she could, but the question would be why.
Yeah, why take the risk? What
Are
is
there
it?
any shields where there's just like crumbled ash bones inside?
Yes, there probably are a couple bodies of somebody who tried to.
Do any of them have a medallion next to them?
No.
I'm
Is it-
imagining
There you go.
these
So he's
prisoners
not
have been
here.
stripped of their belongings. They are like in prisoner garb and
You're assuming they probably took anything that
Yes,
was. They're
that's what I'm saying.
still
They can't
dressed
do
in
much
in robes, but you're assuming probably they have been removed of their offensive capabilities.
Is anyone else talking down here besides those
Just
two?
these two that are whispering back and forth, and they're continuing to have a heated
Yes.
discussion of trying to. Apparently, one of them has discovered something that the other one feels is desperately needed.
And
to
are they on a loop, or are they talking? Okay, I didn't know
Yeah,
if they could.
Handy's and
Nix
Missy's
is continuing to
Teresa.
listen to their conversation as much
they-
as she can.
Without going through the entire
Sure.
conversation, the gist of it is that the knowledge that this particular arcanist has
Needs to get out.
discovered is the kind of thing that would at least give a leg up to whoever is trying to stop what's happening here, or more importantly, he's afraid that this might happen in other places.
Does everyone else look solemn or sad? What do the people look like? Are they
Many of them look defeated. They're
Defeated.
they have wounds and they're have various difficulties.
How can we make them say what they've learned? Does anyone have mental magic manipulation?
No.
I mean, yes, but none of our attempts at manipulating anything to do with people or anything else outside of us, our own selves, has been successful. It's one of my more powerful spells. I don't want to use it if we don't think it'll do anything.
We know that you're immune to aging. We know that for a fact, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do I know of any other jail cells within this temple?
Well, again, you've never been to this
I
temple.
know, but are there
I mean,
multiple or they're just one?
There could be. It's
There could be.
impossible, really, for you to know. I mean,
Okay.
You'd have to have somebody who knew the temple to really answer that question.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go in.
But
No,
why?
no, there's nothing in there. There's no need.
There's no need right
She's
now.
just said she's going in.
All right.
Do you step into the field?
Yes, I want to know. I want to know about this field. So I'm not the only one that can do it. Maybe I can get some information on the other side. So yes.
You're stepping into the field of the arcanist who has the information that you're seeking.
Yes.
All right. When she steps into the field crackles around her, and you can see the magic of the millennial shield do its best to age her 1,000 years, but her age doesn't fluctuate or change a bit.
But
however,
it does register that she's
however,
there. Okay.
the Arcanist head snaps towards her and goes, "Who in Jakar's earth are you?" And we're going to find out next week.
Oh.
All right, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe, ring that bell, and we will see you next week for the next episode of Dungeon Call.
No! I love it! Yes! Make it move!